Back at it again.
Guess who's back?
Got Jordan in the house with me.
I'm back.
Welcome to the Cruise Dynasty Podcast. Add the podcast, subscribe, 5-star review. Do it.
Do it now.
Get the word around. We're giving y'all your fantasy football wants and needs. Everything you need.
Everything you need, everything you want.
But we switching it up a little bit this week because this is fantasy football, you gotta know the landscape of the NFL.
Gotta know the landscape of the NFL.
Who's playing good offensive football? Who's winning? Who's gonna win the division?
Gotta know it all.
I mean,
gotta know it all.
Who are the elite teams? You gotta know it all. So we talking AFC today.
AFC. Talking about the AFC today. Y'all know the AFC is stacked.
Stacked from top to bottom. I'm going to just name off these divisions and in the order that they finished in last year. So we'll just start it off with the AFC East. And I like talking about the AFC East because last year it went Bills, Pats, Dolphins, and Jets. Do you see something similar to that?
I see something similar. Man, maybe the Dolphins jump the Pats this year. Who knows?
That's what I'm saying. Because Bill Belichick is a bum.
They better jump the Pats this year with the weapons that Tua has now. So he better actually use those weapons.
I'm basically thinking Bills, Dolphins, Pats, Jets.
I'm thinking the exact same thing.
Bill Belichick's a bum. Admit it.
He's not that great.
He's definitely overrated.
He's overrated. I would say Tom Brady was the reason why he was doing so good.
Exactly. I'm glad we got some smart minds on here talking about football. So yeah, Bills. I say they run away with it. I don't really think it's gonna be too close.
Me neither. I think that's something either really bad or really good happens to their team.
It's
Bills run away with it.
It's definitely hard to go out there and beat Josh Allen. I mean. Offensive-wise in this division, though, Bills got the best offense. They got the best quarterback.
Best receiver.
Yep, best everything. Okay,
best everything.
So basically,
best defense.
You definitely want a piece. If you're in your fantasy leagues, you definitely want a piece of that offense. There's no doubt about it. Go get you some James Cook. I'm not as high on him as you are. But
I got myself some James Cook. So, I'm high on James Cook. He's He's usually my running back 3 in the. At fantasy dress right now. So
that's just what we think about the Bills. The Pats offense got what's his face? Mac Jones. Consistent.
They got some couple good tight ends too with Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. But it's those receivers.
Yeah, it's poor to say the least.
And not to mention they got a receiver in the draft this year. They could have gotten in the 5th round.
Just went and got Devontae Parker. Yeah, they reached for, who was it?
Tyquan Thornton from Baylor. Sure, he's fast, but...
Reached.
Mac Jones doesn't really have the arm to deal with the fast guys. They could have gotten him in round 3, maybe round 4.
Mac Jones is just your good, steady...
He's Tom Brady with a little bit more mobility.
In your super flex leagues, he's just a solid QB2. A solid. Consistent. His floor is higher than others, but his ceiling is lower than others.
His ceiling's not that high.
This is pretty much what you see. Now, he'll get better, obviously.
He'll get better.
You got to think they'll get him some weapons at some point.
At some point.
I mean,
he has to learn the system again because a new head coach came in.
Man, I think I heard that Matt Patricia was about to call offensive plays. Is that true?
Is he?
We're gonna look that one up.
Is he back with?
I think he is. Is this true? We're going to have to look this up.
We're going to look this up.
We're going to have to look that one up. But don't quote us on that one.
Don't quote us on that one just yet.
Dolphins, bring in Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle.
Beefing up that offensive line as well.
Ooh, so you definitely want a piece of that offense.
Bring in Cedric Wilson as well from the Cowboys.
So, okay. Tua, is this a make or break year for Tua?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so he poops. If he takes a dump out there, he's gone.
If he takes a dump out there, you better get rid of it. Because if he don't perform with those weapons in your 3rd year,
what's your gut feeling though? Does he do it? think he does.
I feel like he improves. I'm not saying he will do great, but I'm saying he will improve. Because this is really his second year as the pure starter.
Yeah. Okay. Well, heck, I think he kind of succeeds. I think Tyreek Hill does good. I think Jalen Waddle does good.
Oh yeah, I think bringing in Tyreek Hill will open up for Jalen Waddle because everyone's gonna be like, we need to worry about this guy. We need to worry about Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill's our main threat.
So Tua, can he support 2 wide receivers?
I think he can.
What about Gesicki?
Oh, he loves Gesicki.
So he's gonna support 3 weapons.
I think he can do it, especially with Tyreek Hill drawing a lot of the fire.
Yeah.
He'll be drawing a lot of the
He wants to get involved a lot. I think they might even give him carries.
Oh, yeah.
I think everything's the possibility.
Those jet sweeps, those screens, of course, the go routes and the cross routes. He's famous for those cross routes.
So, all right. So, obviously, fantasy-wise, we're high on that offense. Jets, potential's there. Zach Wilson, it's up to him, really.
It's up to him.
I mean,
he has the weapons.
Got Elijah Moore last year.
Garrett Wilson this year. Breece Hall this year.
There's definitely a committed. They're definitely committed to building an offense around Zach Wilson.
Definitely trying to do their best to give him something.
It's just the
thing. Better than what Adam Gase did.
It's just like what I go back to. It's just they're the Jets. That's all I can say.
They're the Jets.
I would say this division-wise, I want a piece of the offense on 3 out of the 4. I don't really want the Pats offense like that. I kind of want to stay away from their running backs. That crowded running back room. You could go out there and lay a goose egg.
Maybe go in on some of their tight ends. With one of those two. Well,
definitely.
One of those 2 tight ends.
Okay, so let's just put it in perspective on the AFCs. NFL-wise, I say Bills, Dolphins, Pats, Jets.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
Offensive-wise, you want a piece of maybe Bills, Dolphins, Jets, Pats.
Yeah.
So that's where we stand. We're in agreement on the AFC
We're in
East.
total agreement with that.
Bills coming out of the AFC East. Let's move to the AFC North. Stacked division.
Arguably one of the best in football. That and the AFC West are the...
Last year it went Bengals, Steelers, Browns, Ravens.
I think the Ravens have the best chance of any of the divisions to go worst to first.
Agree. I mean, get Lamar back.
Get your running backs back. Get that defense back.
Yeah. Do you see any changes in the standings, though? Steelers finished second last year. Do you see them with a second place finish?
Oh, no.
With uncertainty at QB? I don't know. I'm with you. You think Bengals repeat?
I think the Ravens actually get it this year, especially if they stay healthy.
That's right.
And then the Bengals get second. Then probably the Steelers, then the Browns.
So you're going from top to bottom. Go ahead. What you got? Ravens,
Bengals, Steelers, Browns.
Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns.
Especially because Deshaun Watson's supposed to be out for a while. They're planning on suspending him for a good bit.
If he's gone for a year, Browns are definitely in last place.
If they don't suspend him, Browns can get first.
So this division right here is still up in the air with the Deshaun Watson news.
Yeah, depending on what happens there, it depends on how things fall.
I think it's going to be hard. I mean, I'm still high on the Bengals. I just think it's going to be hard to win the division. A division like this 2 years in a row, that's tough.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be tough.
So, I agree. I would say Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns. If Deshaun's there, it might switch it up.
It might switch it up. It's gonna switch it up.
I would pick the Browns. Probably would.
Brown teams are win it or get second.
So, yeah, it definitely switches things up. Offensive-wise, Bengals, of course
you want a piece of that.
You want a piece of that action.
Who don't they have?
You want Burrow. You want Jamar. Jamar Chase, the number 1 dynasty wide receiver. Some people got him too, but I think he's number 1.
You want Jamar, you want Mixon, you want Chase, you want Boyd, you want even Hurst.
Yep, you want them all. I'm with you.
You want them all.
You want them all. All on
Higgins,
their rookie deals.
You want to give us the entire offense. If you can get that entire offense, you're good.
Joe Mixon, he's
a sleeper back too.
I think he still gets the attempts. They're still going to give him the rock. They're not going to shy away from him.
Not going to shy away at all.
So
why would you? He's a back that's slept on.
I got T. Higgins in my top 10 wide receiver dynasty rankings too. So we're talking a young talent on their rookie deals. You want a piece of that action.
I think the only receiver that's not on their rookie deal is Tyler Boyd. I think he's been there for about 6 years, 5 or 6 years.
In your deep leagues, go and get them. You want these guys that are on these good offenses.
You want the guys that are on these good offenses.
Offensively, we're high on them. Steelers.
You want a good bit of that too.
You want a good bit of that.
Najee Harris.
I want Najee.
Pat Freiermuth.
Okay, agreed. Solid tight end.
Maybe add Claypool and Pickens, Deontay Johnson.
I gotta see what the quarterback's gonna. Deontay Johnson, you got to, but I don't want to be going and drafting him too high. I think I saw his ADP was 13. I might not do that.
Don't draft him too high, but they're still if they're there in the mid to late rounds.
Because, I would want Najee and Deontay, but let's be real. Ben it was a lot of short and dumping off.
I feel like it's going to be...
He couldn't push the ball down the field at all.
I feel like Trubisky can do the exact same thing.
I think he might go take off running.
He can run a little bit.
I think they might see better success with Kenny Pickett fantasy-wise.
Yeah.
He's going to be a little... But, because I think Trubisky is definitely going to get out and run.
Trubisky can get out and run. That's what he does.
It's just how he operates.
He does best when he's on the move.
Well,
give him those bootlegs. Give him stuff like that. He's good.
Well, what do you think about, say you're in a Superflex league? Are you willing to start Trubisky? Quarterback 2?
As a quarterback 2, I would.
You might be forced to, maybe. Could you live with it?
You might be forced to, and I wouldn't be too bad. I wouldn't be too mad with it.
What about even knowing he's probably getting replaced with Kenny Pickett?
I'd say
if you had them both, you'd be fine. But
if you at least, I always usually get, even in Superflex, I usually get 3 or 4 quarterbacks.
Got to.
That way.
So valuable.
Yeah, so if one of them gets hurt or is on a bye week or something, I can just move it up.
Kenny Pickett got that first round draft capital. I think in the long run, might pay off in your Superflex leagues.
We'll see what happens there.
Browns, we're in a sticky situation here. Deshaun Watson.
I would still take a piece of that team because they have a decent team around him.
Got Amari Cooper.
You got Nick Chubb. Who's arguably one of the best running backs in the league.
Yeah, I'm kind of selling him after this year. I think he's just getting to the point.
I would say if he was a pure running back, he was the pure number 1 running back instead of sharing carries.
He'd be like Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Jonathan Taylor. He'd be up there.
So you still want a piece of this Browns offense? You want Amari?
I wouldn't mind Amari.
What if Jacoby Brissett's your starting quarterback? You want Amari Cooper then?
Well, I feel like he's going to be the only really big target for anybody. And that's if you want... Well, I guess Hunter Bryant at tight end is not too bad either.
What's his name? Njoku just signed.
David Njoku as well.
Signed, so... I'm just going to be honest. If Deshaun's not there, I don't really want none of these guys.
If Deshaun's not there, at least pick up Nick Chubb.
Where do you stand with Deshaun? If you're in a 1 quarterback lead, you holding? I'm holding on to him in a 1 QB league.
If it's a 1 QB league, I'm probably going to have him on my bench until I realize.
Agreed.
And
if you're in a super flex and you are planning on competing, I'm probably scrambling to get rid of Deshaun and get me a starting quarterback.
Oh yeah.
If you're with building, I'm holding on to him. I held on to him last year. I'm about to hold on to him for a whole new year. It makes me so stinking mad.
Rack up as much picks as you can for different players.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I do.
So, Ravens, Lamar, obviously. I'm definitely taking him high.
Bateman, Mark Andrews, Dobbins.
I'm high on Dobbins. I'm thinking a top 12 year for Dobbins. I'm telling you, I'm high on Dobbins.
He needs to stay healthy.
Got to.
Keep him healthy.
Had a running back 2 year, his rookie year. Got hurt early, so I feel like he'll be ready to go.
Ready right back. Get back in there.
Gus Edwards is back.
You got
just dismantled that running back.
All the running backs. Everyone who wasn't there last year is back.
Obviously, Mark Andrews is there.
Obviously, Mark Andrews.
So you want a piece of Baltimore.
You want a piece of Baltimore.
You might want to stay away from... I would buy into Rashad Bateman, especially at the ADP I'm seeing him at.
Yeah.
I would buy into that. there's these other like who's there? Prochet,
Brandon Boykin.
So I mean, I wouldn't want them. It's so run heavy. Well, I would want the Dobbins and Gus Edwards.
The only other receiver I would think about on the Ravens is Duvernay.
Okay, true, agree. In your deep leagues, I really wouldn't want to be.
Oh yeah, not early. Get them deep.
All right, so let's just sum up the North then. We both agree. We're saying Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns.
Yes, if Deshaun Watson.
Barring Deshaun Watson.
If Deshaun Watson is not there. Get a piece of
Bengals.
Definitely get a piece of. You can get a piece of just about anybody in there and be okay.
I would say, except for me, I'm staying away from the Browns. Unless Deshaun is there, it just changes the whole landscape.
But probably Bengals.
At 8 games, would you buy into in a redraft year if he's suspended 8 games? Are you buying into Browns players for a back half run?
I would.
If I could get them low, maybe.
If I could get them low, maybe. But
I wouldn't stash Deshaun though. Quarterback.
Yeah.
Redraft year. I mean, let's just
be probably Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Browns.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so we are on the same page with that. Let's just move to the South. Less competition in this one. We'll take a look at the offenses, but
we'll take a look at the
last year it finished Titans, Colts, Texans, Jags. I got Colts winning it. How do you feel?
Exactly.
Bringing in Matt Ryan.
Bringing in big old Matty Rice, who's going to the Hall of Fame whenever he retires.
Hall of Famer. Clear. Just first ballot Hall of Famer. Matty Ice. Going to the Colts. And the division is just weak.
It's weak.
Titans are on the verge of a rebuild, I believe.
I really wouldn't touch anybody on the Titans.
Not even Derrick Henry? Redraft? Is this the end?
I would touch maybe Derrick Henry. But if I don't get Derrick Henry, maybe Treylon Burks if he's there.
Yeah, depending on the ADP. We'll see where he's at. I agree with those. I think Treylon Burks could have a decent year. But I'm with you. As far as the Titans offense goes, I'm kind of staying away just because there's a lot of risk. I would say Texans, the only really person I'm getting is Davis Mills. Brandon Cooks, I would take Brandon Cooks.
If he's healthy.
He's always willing out 1,000-yard reception years. I'm taking Dameon Pierce.
Oh yeah, Dameon Pierce is there. I forgot about that.
We can definitely talk about some Dameon Pierce. The opportunity is there for him.
I'm seeing a lot of people in the leagues I'm doing getting Nico Collins.
Yeah. Well, would you go for him?
I don't really go for him.
Nah. What about Mechie? How do you feel about him long term?
I love Mechie.
Okay, so I think how would you set up the division NFL wise? I would say Colts. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna switch it up, man. I think things are gonna be a little different. I'm gonna say Colts, Jags, Texans, Titans. They fall this year. The Titans are done.
I feel like
Trevor Lawrence is gonna take the step up. The talent.
I feel like he's gonna take a step up. I think it's gonna be Colts, Titans, Jags, Texans.
Texans dead last. I kind of like Davis Mills though.
I like Davis Mills too. I'm picking him up in my pick.
Yeah, to be a good option at quarterback for your second QB. Buy into Davis Mills. I like that.
Get Davis the Neck Mills.
Yes.
Get Davis the Neck.
So
get Mr. Long Neck. Get the giraffe.
So Titans offense, we're off that. Colts offense, Matt Ryan, of course.
Matt Ryan, Michael Pittman, Jonathan Taylor, Alec Pierce.
That offense is loaded. Okay, so
it has a pretty good team there.
So the number one running back.
Running back.
You're definitely taking Jonathan Taylor. You get I think a top 12
top 12 receiver.
I'm thinking Pittman's definitely on the verge of having this kind of year, especially with Matt Ryan.
Oh yeah.
So you want a piece of that offense. Texans, we went over the Jags. Let's talk a little Trevor Lawrence.
Travis Etienne.
Gets his first round running back. I'm high on Etienne. High as can be.
I also I'm not too bad on Christian Kirk. You know, they overpaid for him.
Overpaid, yeah.
They paid him like $175 million.
a fantasy perspective, though, this is ideal for Christian Kirk. I feel like you're coming into a new team. You're the guy.
I think they got Marvin Jones there, who's not bad.
Yeah, solid. Pretty good.
He's a vet, so he knows how to.
You think Trevor Lawrence takes a step up this year? I think he does.
I think so, especially because I think they also beefed up their offensive line there.
Had a bad rookie year, but things
had a really bad.
Bring in Doug Peterson.
They had a really bad head coach last year with Herman Meyer.
Just so
they flushed that franchise down the toilet.
So Urban Meyer is out. Basically, all right. So basically, do you want a piece of the Titans offense?
I would get a little bit of Titans.
A little bit. Colts, we want them everywhere.
We want them just about everywhere.
Texans, I got a few I'm interested in.
Got a few.
Mechie too.
Mechie, Robinson, Mills.
I like Cooks for a veteran. You get another wide receiver. If you're in win-now mode, you want a Cooks on your team. That's how I feel about him.
Have him as like a wide receiver 2 or 3 or something like that.
I'd want him lower than that, really. I would want him just because he just reels them out.
I know. After like 3, they're on the bench.
Jags, I want Trevor Lawrence. I still buy him. ETN, I'm high on. I'm talking about a top 10 year.
James Robinson as well.
Man, I don't know about. I don't like the Achilles injuries. I kind of stay away from those. Those are tough. Those hurt.
They're tough, but he's had a while to come back.
So Christian Kirk, we're kind of in on that. A little bit from a fantasy
Christian Kirk better do good with the money he's getting paid.
Better. He has no choice. So that's where we stand with that division. This is the one I really want to talk about.
This is the big one.
The AFC West stacked. I mean, the North is stacked, but offensively, let's just go ahead and say you want a piece of this division no matter what.
Everywhere. Everywhere. Get it. Get everyone.
Weapons all across the board. Last year it went Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers, Broncos. I sense that about to be shaken up. How do you feel about that?
I feel like it'll be shaken up. Chargers, Raiders, Chiefs, Broncos.
Chargers, Raiders, Chiefs, Broncos. So Broncos still 4th even with Russ.
I feel like they could fight for 3rd.
It's tough.
It's tough though.
I'm with you on the Chargers. I think I would say Chargers, Chiefs, Broncos, and Raiders still finish 4th. Or Raiders was 2nd last year. I think they go from 2nd. So Chargers, Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders.
I like the Raiders, especially with those edge rushers they picked up. They picked up Chandler Jones there with Max Crosby.
I know. I like them too, man.
It's tough. Then they got the best receiver in the league.
Could all 4 get in? Are we looking at something crazy like that?
I don't think all 4 get in. I don't think the NFL allows that.
Wait, hold on. There's 7 teams, right? They got 3 wild cards now?
I think there's 7 teams. I don't...
a division winner and 3 wild cards. What if they were the top 3?
That'll be it. I don't think it happens, but who knows?
Well, anyways, I just think these are 4 teams that are definitely vying for a playoff spot. It couldn't happen. It couldn't happen with 6, but now with 7, it's a possibility.
Did it almost happen last year? Because the Chargers got in, the Chiefs got in. No, the Broncos didn't get.
The Broncos were bad.
Broncos were bad.
It's going to be a tough division. There's no way they could all get in, but I mean, it would be a weird, rare occasion.
It would be a very rare occasion.
So, I'm with you, Chargers, but I would go Chargers, Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders. I'm out on the Raiders the most. I like them all, man.
I feel like the Raiders have probably the 2nd best receiving core in that.
I mean, yeah, it's hard to. I mean, I got to see what Judy and Sutton is going to be like with Russ.
I feel like they got
just so many questions too.
Yeah.
Well, let's just dive into these offense. Chiefs, man. You want Patty Mahomes? You want number 1?
You want Mahomes? You want Kelsey?
You want Kelsey? Man, Kelsey takes a big boost with
maybe get
Tyreek Hill gone.
Maybe get Mecole Hardman.
I'm in on Miko if you can get him low.
You want to get Sky Moore in the rookie drafts.
Yep, I agree. I think that's a big win.
And maybe if he stays healthy, try to get Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Man, I'm out on Clyde. I'm out.
If he stayed when he was healthy, he had almost a 1,000-yard season. But he's gotten hurt the last 2 years.
You buying the Juju any?
I like Juju. Juju's not a bad receiver.
If you got him on your team, are you selling him when he gets some success with Pat Mahomes, or are you holding him?
Oh, yeah, I'm selling him.
Yeah, I'm selling him too. Okay.
I know people who will be high on Juju, so get him. Let him have some success. Get as much as you can.
So that's basically where we're at with the Chiefs offense. We still buying. With Pat Mahomes is running the show, you're buying.
Pat Mahomes is Pat Mahomes.
So he's definitely going to make things happen. There's no doubt about it.
He's going to be scrambling around one way and then have like a 80-yard dart on the opposite hash the other way.
Agreed. So, but definitely buying in. Raiders, Derek Carr, buying into him. I'm buying into Devontae.
Hunter Renfrow.
Does Hunter Renfro's production come down? He finished as like a wide receiver 11, or
I think he's gonna be their wide receiver 2 on the team.
I need to look that up. I can't misquote that one. Hunter Renfrow.
Then you got Of course, you got Darren Waller. Josh Jacobs is sneaky for redraft leagues.
Yeah, wide receiver 11 in PPR leagues. Hunter Renfrow was. That's a wide receiver 1 year that dude just had.
I feel like he's gonna be a wide receiver 2 on the team this year.
Agreed. Devontae still finishing in the top 12.
Yes, Devontae's finishing in the top 12.
Derek Carr, I was still. Would you feel good with Derek Carr as your QB1 on a Superflex? QB2 for sure, but would you want him as your QB1?
The way I do my drafts, I wouldn't mind it. I do that sometimes because I try to get as many skill position players as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Get those running backs, get those receivers, get those tight ends.
Yep.
And then get the quarterbacks.
He's like a younger Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr is to me.
And then I think for redraft leagues, get Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Get Josh Jacobs for redraft.
Yeah. Oh man. Agreed. Josh Jacobs. I cannot believe they're not extending that or taking that 5th year.
He could still get paid.
I don't think they're gonna pay him. So go get Zamir White, everybody. Go pick him up. I got him myself.
There's also Kenyon Drake on that team I forgot about.
Shoot, I think his contract's coming to a close pretty soon too.
I forgot they had him. So I was looking through scrolling through the fantasy football stuff. I'm like, oh, he's there.
Yeah,
I forgot he was there.
So, Darren Waller, you buying in? How do you feel about him this year?
I'll buy in on him. He's like my tight end 4, but
yeah, he's definitely like one of those elite ones that you still want. He's definitely a risk.
He's at least my tight end 4. Because you got to have Pitts, you got to have Andrews. I have Hawkinson, and then I got...
Yeah. Chargers, Justin Herbert, of course you want
Justin Herbert,
Keenan
Allen, Mike Williams.
Just a stacked, powerful offense. Austin Eckler. Go and get you some Isaiah Spiller, too, while you're at it.
While you're at it.
Just get you a little bit of everything. Justin Herbert got him ranked ahead of Mahomes this year. I got him at 2.
It may be a stretch a little bit, but Jalen Guyton as well.
I think you just want to get anybody off that. I mean, go and get you Donald Parham for the tight ends, a sleeper tight end.
Jalen Guyton as the wide receiver 3 on the Chargers.
Yeah, so we're looking at a powerful offense. You definitely want, if you in your Superflex league, if you got Justin Herbert, you're definitely setting good.
Broncos probably got the best offense of the bunch.
You think the Broncos got the best offense of all?
With Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, Albert O.
I don't think it's better than the Chargers. Mike Williams.
Well, I feel like it's the
Austin Eckler.
It's gonna be,
but they do got Denver does. Well, you know what? There's definitely an argument.
They got Javonte.
So basically, buy into every one of these offenses.
Go get you stack up.
Well, let me ask you this: who do you want, Jerry Jeudy or Cortland Sutton?
I want Jeudy.
You think so?
I want Jeudy.
Dynasty wise and redraft wise.
Yeah.
Think he'll be the guy? Okay.
I want Jeudy.
You still think Javonte Williams gets... Do you think it's like a close 50-50 split, or do you think he gets more of the carries this year?
I think he gets more of the carries.
Agreed.
He showed out last year. Why hold him back?
Yep, I agree. So, rank them offensive-wise. Can you even do it? Best offenses in this division. Just rank it like that.
Say best offenses in this division. I think it's going to be Chargers first because... Justin Herbert's probably the better quarterback.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the one thing pushing it over the head.
Yeah.
Then it's the Broncos because they got a well-rounded team. And then I guess it's the Raiders and Chiefs.
Yep, I agree. I concur. Well, shoot, that just about sums up the AFC. You got to know the landscape of the league. You got to know what offenses are good.
Got to know them all.
We broke down a lot of the players, a lot of the teams. A lot of teams we don't want a piece of, but in the AFC, there's a lot of teams we want a piece of.
AFC, we want a piece of just about everybody but the Pats.
I mean, I look at some good offenses all the way through. I mean, the AFC is stacked.
AFC is stacked.
Okay, well, heck, that about sums it up, man. Add the podcast. Add it.
Add it everywhere. Your teachers, your friends, your coworkers.
Everywhere.
Parents, family, friends, neighbors, other students, classmates, workmates.
Also, add us on Twitter at CrewMattHamm. Where can they find you at?
At Jordan05182000. I know it's a mouthful. I know it's a lot. That's where you find me. I love talking football. If you got any complaints about what I say, might as well just hit me up there.
Yep. Oh, well,
I'm a reasonable guy. I could go back. I could go back and forth.
Don't be on here disagreeing with me.
Give you my side of the stuff. Give you what I see.
Look up the poor man's politics. Jordan Harris, P. Miller, they over there doing what they do.
Don't play it during Thanksgiving dinner, or you are probably gonna have a fight with your family. Your aunts and uncles and mom and dad will be at each other's throats with disagreeing with stuff that they say. But
they just doing talking that good stuff. But that about wraps it up. We out of here.